I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm facing the right way. I'm not looking at the calendar. Actually, let's count and see how many.
Roll it.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
I'm set.
This will be your best one ever, Godot. Not saying too much.
The middle section is pretty short. Brothers, sisters, siblings, welcome to Penn Sunday School starring Penn Gillette. My name is Michael Godot. Matt Donnelly, Penn and I are broadcasting from the Show Creator Studios south in Las Vegas.
So far, so good.
This week, we'll talk about Godot's pants being stolen. We'll answer a few listeners' questions, and Matt Donnelly had something happen. Here he is preaching love, Mr. Penn Gillette.
Really nice job,
Thank you.
Godot. You really came back.
I had a lot to make up for from last show.
You sure did.
Trying to keep my job.
Here I am preaching the love.
I mean, I'm just proud of you. I think it's really where I'm at.
You know, I learned something. You know,
I feel better.
February is a Black History Month.
Yes.
February is also toward the end of February when sugar season starts in the in the Northeast. Our siblings in Canada and in New England will start sugaring in Vermont. My friend starts sugaring in Vermont, and my friend sent me that the overlap between Black History and maple sugaring. Do you know about this?
No,
I don't.
Much of the slave trade was not only cotton but also sugar.
Yeah.
Down in Jamaica. And,
So the Caribbean.
Sugar cane, though, not
Caribbean.
not maple.
No, that's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
Sugar cane, sugar beets, sugar cane. The sugaring, the whole operation ran, slavery was very, very important to that. And the economy was built on the slave trade and sugar. And the abolitionists who wanted to get rid of slavery, one of the ways they wanted to get rid of slavery was encouraging maple sugaring. And the way maple sugar is still sold is by the pound because they wanted it not in liquid form, maple syrup, but rather in sugar form. So that it could compete with that. And the abolitionists were doing the arithmetic and found that you could do successful maple sugaring economically, feasibly, without slave trade. So the abolitionists were going kind of like, oh, you want an economy and you want sugar, but we don't want slavery. What about maple sugar? And Jefferson wrote that every farmer in New England could have a maple grove and the sugar industry could be run that way. So a lot of the maple syrup harvesting started from abolitionists and Northerners trying to do an alternate economy to the slave trade and sugar beets and sugar cane. So sugar cane and sugar beets and so on were bolstered, I guess, by the slave trade and had that built in their economy. And maple syrup was the free way to do it.
Fascinating.
Really, really interesting. And then when that didn't work, didn't catch on, didn't really happen, they turned into the maple syrup industry, which is now happening up there.
I've never had maple sugar.
I know. I'm curious about that.
Yeah. Well, when you didn't come, neither one of you came over.
Vermont maple sugar. There it is.
Yep. It's really,
Just
really.
us. It's there.
It's really, really
Next
really
to the
good.
groats.
Well, we had for New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
We had a sugar eat. We had sugar on snow.
Yeah.
And my friend in Vermont, who has his own sugar house, he sent us super premium syrup, and we heated it to softball, and got snow, which is just food processor ice, and Piff came over the next day, and Piff was, of course, very skeptical of why would you want sour pickles.
Right.
And then his mind was changed quickly. But he came over for it, and he just loved it. His little English taste buds went crazy. And then when we when everybody had had their fill, which, by the way, is not much. you know, a couple drizzles and you're done.
Yeah, about as long as it takes you to figure out why you want pickles, you're about done.
I can eat more of it than any other human being, but that's still not much. And then you can take it and stir the hot syrup, and it'll crystallize and granulate and turn into sugar. It's really nice. But once in a while on my groats, if I'm feeling wild, I'll put a little maple syrup on them. Because I'm a maple syrup loving motherfucker. It's as easy as that. I just really do love my maple syrup. So, Michael Goudreau, you got your pants stolen.
My pants were stolen. While we were doing North Pole's Got Talent, we were staying at a KOA that had little tiny cabins, and you had to go.
Boy, does that bother you that it's KOA and not COA?
Yeah.
Or do you like it?
No, I don't like that. I don't like that
What's
at all.
KOA versus COA?
It stands for Campgrounds of America.
What? But campground begins with C.
Yeah, and they have committed to it. I mean, if you want to, use the campfire, it has a K on it there.
Yeah.
They've gone all out on this bad spelling thing.
Campground.
It does. I'm uncomfortable with that. But there were no.
I've actually stayed in KOAs, when we were carny trash.
Yeah.
Teller and I very occasionally slept in a tent
pretty
together.
Good place to stay. They have showers and little places to cook and stuff like that. A lot of things like that.
What do you mean places to cook? Other than a campfire?
Yeah, other than a campfire, they have like
campfire.
They have a rec room that'll have a microwave and a couple little things in it like that, and things that you can do while you're camping that would not normally be available to a camper.
And you were sleeping in a tent? Or?
No, we had rented a tiny cabin, a little tiny cabin with.
They have the KOAs have cabins.
Some of them have cabins that you can rent. Yes, and we rented a cabin without a bathroom, and so you had to leave the cabin through the 5 degrees outside and go to the bathroom. And just one night I went in there and brushed teeth and changed into my pajamas and left my pants hanging up in the shower, and woke up the next morning to American Express sending me texts saying, "Are you buying stuff? What's going on, man? What are you doing?" I went, "Holy crap! Where's my pants? I lost my pants."
Oh, so the thief was not interested in your pants.
No,
he wanted to get into your pants.
Got into my pants. He wanted to get into my pants and take my American Express card.
Well, that's slightly disappointing to hear.
I'm sorry. I know you guys thought.
I really like that you had such fancy pants that someone was like, "I must have these."
They were some nice pants.
What were the pants?
They were a set of stretchy jeans.
That you wear during your show?
No.
Oh, these were just
Very
private pants.
Private pants. My private
comfy pants.
stretchy, comfy pants, and they stole them and went out on a shopping spree to the grocery store and to Home Depot.
What'd they buy?
I don't know, but it was $1,400 worth of crap in 2 hours.
You're not responsible for that.
I'm not. No, American Express covers it.
I just got my metal American Express card.
Ooh.
You got a
black?
metal one? No. The black American Express card. I said to Glenn, they keep asking me, get a black American Express card. And I said, why do I want a black American Express card, Glenn? He said, status.
Yeah.
I said, really? Like some people think it's like especially cool to have a black American Express card?
It's a total power move, yeah.
For who?
Well, if, say everyone's going to get their cards out and your black Amex clangs as you put yours in the middle of the table. It's a big power move.
But
I don't know about the black one, but the platinum one gets you into a lot of cool stuff.
Platinum forever.
Right.
Platinum ain't no thing.
Well, I don't know if a black one maybe gives you more people to bring into the airport lounge with you or any of those kinds.
I'm just saying, if you're out to dinner with people and people are putting their credit cards in the middle of the table to split the bill, you haven't got status anyway.
That's right.
The biggest status is a green American Express card that pays for all your friends.
Yeah.
Exactly. The bill never shows up.
Right.
It's something that eventually I'll make money enough that I get to do what you do. But I like your style of doing that. You tell people you're paying ahead of time.
Well, I do that because some of my dirtball friends, it makes a difference in what they'll eat.
And you're cool with that. You like that going in that direction.
Yeah, I do. I do like that going in that direction. Teller and I had a very strong feeling about that. Even when Teller and I had no money, we never, ever would split a check with anybody. Ever. It just seems like that's one of the being able to take people out to dinner is one of
It's a great joy.
True joy.
It is.
It is a true
So
joy.
Teller and I, whose incomes were completely intertwined,
Yeah.
whose American Express bills went to the same person.
Yeah.
We both had American Express bills. We would say, "I'll get this one."
Yeah.
Nice.
Completely symbolic. And everybody I went out with, when I had no money at all,
Yeah.
I would always suggest paying, and then someone else would say, "No, let me get it this time." And it made, in the long run, there was no difference.
Yeah.
And we could have split the bill. I mean, I imagine there's a couple of people that I went out with once,
Yeah.
and I picked up the check, and they never went out with me again. So far,
Yeah.
maybe they're going to show up and take me to Burger King. I don't know. But I always liked that. The idea of who had the tuna.
No, but I especially I was taught that especially, but you won't relate to this as a drinker.
Yeah.
But like it is something I really enjoyed is that you never got individual. Someone always got everyone around, and someone always got the next round.
Yeah.
And it was always that.
How do you feel about the game? Have you ever played you know what the game is? This is something jugglers do. We all go out and we all put in our credit cards and we ask the server to pick one,
Right. I like that.
which is really fun.
I like that.
And the person who's chosen is the winner, not the loser.
Yeah, that's good.
And you congratulate them and
Yep.
you thank them.
Yep, that's good.
Pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Although was it Dustin?
Yeah, Dustin got screwed really badly. Dustin had a credit card with a smiley face on it. And what we discovered was that the waiters always chose the smiley face.
Well, you couldn't do that.
Hundreds of dollars, and poor Dustin was making $8 an hour. So we had like 4 expensive dinners in a row. It was pretty funny.
Well, now he's our podcast boss, so I guess he got.
Yeah,
the
it
last laugh.
turned out okay. He's made it.
Yeah,
I believe he's finally paid that off, maybe.
Finally. So they stole your pants.
They stole my pants and charged a bunch of stuff on my credit card. Oh, well. You know what I discovered was that a lot of places take Apple Pay.
Oh,
And so still having the phone, I was still able to, buy meals and get it done.
I call it Papple.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to speak Pig Latin. But I use
I didn't realize the translation.
I use Papple all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I love, and I always like to say, and this boy does this annoy my daughter. I like to say, I would like to pay with my telephone if I could, please. And she goes, Dad. But anyway, I like to pay with my telephone. I really
That's
enjoy
really
it.
funny.
I really, really enjoy
I didn't realize how much it's really caught on. I never use Apple Pay.
You know
Apple.
what? When your wallet is stolen, you will discover this. Also, if you happen to forget your wallet at home and you're at the gas station, you can.
No, but it's also just better.
Yeah.
Ever since you came back from China and said how much it's just the phone is everything.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that makes so much more sense.
And we're getting closer and closer over here.
Yeah.
There's occasional places you can't use it, but I use it for everything,
There's even some cashless places popping up more and more.
which is illegal.
Yeah, but it's not a thing though.
And we just had the first vegan market has opened up in Vegas.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's that? What's this? I
It's
don't know
on,
this.
it's on Sahara, and they're not doing yet all produce and stuff, but they're doing. It's a grocery store that's all vegan.
Wow.
It's crazy just in the last 3 years here how much the vegan thing has changed around
I think
here.
that's our influence, I just want to say.
I think I'll take full
We've
credit.
just managed to turn this all around.
We turned it all around. So where were you playing? Godot?
What's that?
Where were you playing?
Oh, I just did a week at Marvin's Magic Theater up in La Quinta, California, just outside of Palm Springs.
Marvin Lee.
Marvin Roy, yeah. Remember Mr. Electric?
Yeah, of course.
Mr. Electric.
One of
has-
the weirdest ass acts in the world. You ever see
you know
Mr.
what?
Electric? Everything he pulled light bulbs out of his mouth and lit them up.
Yeah.
And they used to be
In
like,
1959,
Yeah.
that was the hottest thing because people didn't have that kind of battery technology.
yeah, it was a big deal. Big
But,
deal.
come
And he got shocked all the time.
I would presume, yeah.
But now it would mean nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could get your ass to light up. There's nothing to it.
Yeah.
That happened to me with improv, where we used to do this thing called the improvised movie, where we actually physically ran tapes. We ran camera crews out of the theater and ran tapes into the theater to tape players
Yeah.
and built a movie in front of the audience's eyes, tape by tape.
Yeah.
Continuously running movie, improvised, totally improvised. And people, when we first did it, people were like, what, how is this possible? How am I watching this? And now with the way you can do everything with your phone, no one's impressed at all
Right.
by doing it. So it fell off because it was like, yeah, I bet I could run out and do stuff and run in and it's fine.
Yeah, I can do it now. I can edit it live.
I'll make a movie
Very
about your
cool.
movie. Look, I already made a documentary about your movie.
Marvin's is run by Jeff Hobson.
Now, have you ever
Magician
seen
friend Jeff.
You ever seen Jeff Hobson's act?
I'm trying to remember. He never did fool us.
No.
Right?
No. Jeff Hobson,
I think I just know the name from you guys talking about him before.
good magician,
Charming and funny
great guy,
host.
great guy.
Great guy.
But his character, and how long has he been doing this act?
I probably first saw it in '83, I think. I
Yeah.
don't know.
So been doing the act, 30 years,
35, I think.
35 years. His character is overtly gay.
Oh, I have met him. I've never seen his act. I do know who you're talking about.
His character is very, very gay. He himself is not gay.
Right.
And this causes me a great deal of trouble.
Consternation.
This was brought up to me by Scotty and Katrina when I was doing
Hillbilly. Exactly. Now, here's the problem. I talk out both sides of my face on this.
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, I believe that for empathy purposes, that you should be able to play any character you want.
Right.
And that you are perfectly okay comedically and perfectly okay morally to do a hillbilly character.
Right.
And at the very same time I make that argument, the very instant I make that argument, I'm bothered by it.
Yeah.
It makes my skin crawl. And Hobson, who his character is not offensive, really.
No.
There's no real terrible jokes.
It was always pro-gay.
Pro-gay, but
and that's the kind of thing of like in time, it's interesting because
it feels like blackface.
to do it early is to kind of be almost like, it must have, like, in other words, when times are less tolerant and I am pro-gay and I play a gay character and I get to like kind of like go at the audience,
Yeah.
I get to feel good
Yep.
about that. Do you know what I mean? I
Right.
get to feel like I'm an advocate. And then just times changing, you actually get what you want. People are much more accepting, and then suddenly you're behind the times by risking to do that.
Yeah,
It is less overt than it was.
It is.
He's not. I didn't see his whole act. He was emceeing the show and doing a terrific job. Really funny, big
He's a
laugh,
great
great
MC.
job, super MC, unbelievably funny, and not as didn't feel like he was pretending to be gay.
And who's on the gig?
Francis Minotti and his girlfriend Noelle, his fiancee Noelle, they're getting married in a couple of weeks, and they did a fantastic
Congratulations.
job as well. Yeah, congratulations to them. And it was a great show. It's
Francis
theater,
Minotti's
beautiful.
a real, Teller's a real mentor to me.
Yeah. We talked about that a lot. I shared a condo with him. It's like the old comedy club days.
Mm-hmm.
We're staying in a condo together, and doing the show. And it's a small 130 seat theater, terrifically intimate, fantastic place to work. Beautiful.
These magic places, these magic places are popping up.
They're popping up, and this one's great.
In
I'll go. If you're listening, I'll go.
in Nashville, House of Cards. It's
Yeah.
really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And they really
Chicago Magic Lounge. There's many of these coming up.
do really good.
There's one in Santa Monica now, I think.
And I have only one complaint with the House of Cards: low ceilings.
Yeah, it's not the House of Jugglers.
I had a duck the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
I'll talk about that when I'm working the Magic Castle. It's not the Juggler Castle.
Yeah. I'm curious, has Jeff talked about the original inspiration to play that? In other words, like, was that energy
Maybe we should
really...
ask him to come on.
You should.
That'd be really fun. I would like that.
Because I'd be curious, like, sometimes you just have an image in your head. So you really are, like, viscerally inspired and see a performance coming out a certain way. And then you end up... That might have just pushed dominoes a certain direction that he just kind of might have found himself caught up in. But I'd be curious, like, where the initial inspiration was to even to see that performance going that way in the first place.
To my eye, he's doing Liberace.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
what's interesting about it is Liberace did that same character and said it was straight.
Yep.
And I think, like, for instance, like, when I did the initial Hillbilly show, I had dancers in it. I tried to make it, and in my mind, I was going to try to grow it theatrically. I never saw it as, like, this... I never saw myself as living as Larry the Cable Guy.
Right.
I saw myself like this type of show could grow, become a larger circus-esque, variety-esque show.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be like a nice environment, an evening out or whatever. It was only touring with Piff where I would do the meet and greet line People come up to you afterward and be like, "Where in Appalachia are you from?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm actually from Jersey," and seeing their hatred in their eyes. And I was like, "Oh, this isn't gonna work."
Yeah, your costume is my clothing.
Yeah.
That's not good.
They're not in on it. Yeah, like, and so I never anticipated the audience not being in on it.
Right.
And once they weren't, I didn't like selling that.
Yeah, and yet both sides of that argument are exactly right.
Yeah.
You certainly should be able to do anything you want to do and be whoever you want to be.
Right.
But also it's going to bother me.
Yeah, and also like if I went in a different direction that doesn't poke at a culture, right? You know, like if I wanted to be an alien doing magic or something like that. You know, like there's a less extreme example of that, but there could be a way to do a character where people be in or out on it, but it's not poking at a culture. I bet I'd be fine.
Yeah. Also, you know, we're none of us are who we are on stage.
If I did a Jersey mafia guy,
yeah,
as a magician, no one would care whether I was or wasn't that guy.
Right. I mean, they would prefer you weren't.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You don't actually kill people, right? No, I don't. Okay, good. Good. I really loved your show.
Now, who exactly did you whack in the Colombo family?
And how did you do that card trick? Wait, answer them in reverse order.
I think you shouldn't pick a career that's not represented in the Village People. You should be one of those, because those are the ones that kids like.
HelloFresh. You want to hear about HelloFresh?
HelloFresh is good.
HelloFresh. Delicious. Break out of your dinner rut with HelloFresh's 22-plus seasonal chef-curated recipes each week. There's something for everyone, including low-calorie, vegetarian, and family-friendly recipes every week. HelloFresh has more 5-star recipes than any other meal kit, so you know you'll be getting something delicious. HelloFresh cuts out stressful meal planning and prepping so you can enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table in just about 30 minutes or even 20 minutes with some of their stuff. The average trip to the grocery store takes 41 minutes. That's over 35 hours a year if you go out once a week. God damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
HelloFresh's pre-portioned ingredients mean there's less prep for you and less food waste.
Yeah.
Yeah. The packaging HelloFresh uses to ship your food is almost entirely made from recyclable and or already recycled content. HelloFresh's carbon footprint is 25% lower than store-bought grocery-made meals. Wow!
Yeah.
How's that possible? That's fabulous. Extra meals or lunches in your weekly order and throw in yummy sides and desserts like garlic bread and cookie dough. You can change your delivery dates and food preference and everything. So you've been using this, right, Goodell?
I have. It's delicious. You know what I love about it? It makes it really easy for my kids to make dinner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I say, go down there, open up that box, follow those instructions, and they're able to do it.
Yeah.
And not only are they making a great meal, they're learning about cooking.
Yeah.
In a really
Everything's
nice way.
measured, too.
Yeah.
America's #1 meal kit, best meal kit value. What'd you cook last from HelloFresh?
Vegetarian enchiladas.
Oh,
Like
really?
a sweet potato enchilada that I just
Oh,
loved.
boy. Vegetarian enchiladas are so good. Go to HelloFresh.com/PENN10, PENN10, and use the code PEN10 for 10 free meals, including free shipping.
Holy
Wow.
Jesus. Wow.
And just give a shot at PEN20.
Yes, why not?
Pen 10 for 10 free meals, including free shipping. Can you get HelloFresh.com/Pen10?
Pen 365.
Eat free forever just by typing.
Hello.
Hello, Fresh. We're going to get that jingle.
An ombudsman just texted me and that they weren't allowed to register campground with a C in their trademark.
The ombudsman?
Emily Gillette.
Emily Gillette.
Emily Gillette.
Get away.
Why not?
They couldn't use the word campground.
She didn't cite her sources. I haven't clicked any links or anything.
Oh, I see.
Common language.
Common language.
But I'm going to guess that the K probably wouldn't hold up either.
Oh, I wish they'd done QUA. Quampgrounds.
Quampground.
Quampground.
Succotash. We need the campground.
We're going to go to the Quampgrounds.
Whether duck teething or wabbit teething. We just go to the campgrounds.
That's really good. Quampgrounds would be great.
Quampground.
QOA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going into business.
Yeah.
QO.
You know, I was out to dinner with Mac King at the House of Cards in Nashville.
The Q. M-A-Q.
Mac.
Mac Queen.
And we were talking about your Ralph Cramden tendencies because Bill Hurst was there.
Nice.
And we were talking about your
right.
Rumble in the Jungle there. Your
my elf adventure.
The elf adventure.
My elf adventure. My elf adventure went really well.
So a guy wrote in, Danny Marianino. Yeah, I'm sure.
Maraschino. Just go with Maraschino.
Maraschino. He is writing a book about 80s movies, and he wants to know about My Chauffeur. You guys ever seen My Chauffeur?
My Chauffeur, no.
No. It's the first movie Penn and Teller are in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
And I play Teller plays a sheik, and I play a con man taking the sheik for a ride.
Wow.
Quite literally in a limousine.
Whoa.
My Chauffeur.
I think I've seen this in meme form only.
Yeah. Well, he wants to know about it. And he could, of course, get in touch with me and interview me, but why not do it here?
Everyone's saving a little trouble here.
Yeah. Everybody.
Perfect.
We had played Dave Beard, I think that was his name, had a little theater called the White Fire Theater in Sherman Oaks. Now, we're just starting to catch on with Penn and Teller, and we lost our theater. LA Stage Company had something else coming in. So we were just getting a little bit of momentum, and we had the rug pulled out from it. So David Beard stepped up and gave us the White Fire Theater in Sherman Oaks, a little 100-seat black box theater, so we could move Penn and Teller in there. Now, that is where Richard Frankel saw us. It's where Tom Pertell, Richard Frankel, Steve Baruch first decided to produce us off-Broadway. You could argue that the White Fire Theater, that particular run, is what launches everything right up to now. Wow. And he was doing, he did, a silly little teen, what is he calling them? Just 80s movies. He was doing these silly little comedies, and he said, we would like to have you in a movie I'm doing called My Chauffeur. Would you do it? And we said yes. And right after that, like 3 weeks at the White Fire Theater, we were booked off Broadway. And that would be the start of the whole career. So we got there, and everything else was forgotten. We were off Broadway. We were Saturday Night Live. We did this big benefit with Mike Nichols and Sam Cohen, who was the biggest agent at the time, was our agent. We were with the big agency. Everything's going on. We're booking Letterman, Stern, boom, boom, boom. And David Beard calls. He calls up, and in the most unassuming way you can imagine, no one could have more softball played this. He calls up and says, we talked when you were at my theater about you doing My Chauffeur. And I know you don't want to now because you're in New York and you're busy and stuff. But I just thought since we talked about it, you might want to do it. And the agents and everybody said, no. You're not going to do this. The first movie Penn and Teller do has to be under control of us. You can't just do some. And who was the star? What's the woman's name?
Deborah Foreman.
Deborah Foreman is wonderful. You're not just going to do a Deborah Foreman movie.
Same girl as in Valley Girl.
Yeah.
Most people would know her.
You're going to do a fancy movie. And I said, well, no, this guy kind of is the reason we're all here. We're going to do it. Now we're doing 8 shows a week off Broadway, and we are doing a benefit Sunday night with Mike Nichols. And Lorne Michaels is involved in the benefit too. And we say, we have to do David Beard's movie, My Chauffeur, and it has to be this Monday. And we have to be back for a Tuesday night show. So his little movie, which we got paid scale for, we were flown in the UA private jet, United Artists private jet. We finished up a show Sunday night. We did this benefit with Mike Nichols, and Nichols in May, actually. Wow. And we did the Straight Jacket Escape. And then we went to a helicoptered to an airport, flown across the country, and at 6 a.m. we were on the set for My Chauffeur. First movie, that's not true. Not the first movie I ever done. First movie I ever did was a movie called Savage Island, starring Linda Blair from The Exorcist. I went out with Linda Blair one night for dinner. I love Linda Blair.
She's something.
Loved her. She's fabulous. You met her?
No, but I've seen her.
She's fabulous. But the little girl from The Exorcist got older.
Yeah.
And she did a movie called Savage Island, which they bought a movie from Brazil, I think, and then did wraparounds with her. And I played a security guard who she walks in and shoots in the head. First movie I ever did, Savage Island. About once every 2 years, someone comes up.
Available on Amazon Prime for $3.99.
There you go. Savage Island. You want to see me shot in the head dead. And when I met Robert Redford, I said, this whole thing is called Sundance because of your role in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Is that right? He said, yes. I said, that's why my place is called Security Guard 3. So,
didn't you do that knife throw thing and something earlier?
Yes, but I'm not in that. It's just my hand. A movie called The Warriors.
Yeah.
Warriors come out and play.
Yeah. It's a big movie.
Knives are thrown, and the hand that's throwing the knife is mine.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
The actual knife thrower. I was stunt person on there. So stunt person on Warriors.
Yeah.
And then Savage Island security guard, and then My Chauffeur is the first Penn and Teller movie, and it was entirely, the person asked here, it was entirely ad-libbed. The idea was that I'm a hustler, and a sheik comes in, and it's Teller. And I am ripping him off while Deborah Foreman is driving the limo. It was originally going to be called Limo. They changed it to My Chauffeur. And it was the first time that I had, we have like 3 or 4 women in the back of the limo with us who are all topless. And there's something so wonderful about being in a professional situation that's also that sexual. It's a great combination. And I remember with horror, the woman that I found the most attractive was actually David Beard's attorney. She went to law school, had a law degree, and was working at a law firm. And she was good friends with David Beard, and they were out to dinner, a bunch of friends, and he was complaining about women being uncomfortable, actors being topless. And she said, just kind of as a dare, I do it, what's the big deal? So he called her up. So his attorney was in the back of the limo. And this is one of the most horrible moments in my movie career. Oh,
that's saying a lot.
Oh, yeah.
We've heard some stories.
Oh, this is terrible.
This is a worse confession than most.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. This is horrible. I still cringe at how awful this was. So she was going to be sitting next to me in the limo, and she is there with a shirt on, like a T-shirt that would come up over her head, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think she and I, or maybe it was David, the director, who had decided that I should take her shirt off her, right? So I said, well, the camera was off, I'll reach down and grab the bottom of your shirt, and then I will lift it off over your head. So I'm going to go like, boom. And you put your hands up over your head, and I'll just do that in one move, right? And she said, yeah, great. Okay, so I kind of said, I'll grab here, do this. And so I am looking over at Teller, and I reach over, and I grab the bottom of her shirt, and I go to take the shirt up over her head. And at the same moment that I'm doing that and looking away, she looks down to see my hand. So I brought my hand up and punched her hard in the face while taking her shirt off. Now, she did not for a moment think that I did it on purpose.
Yeah.
But she was hit hard.
Yeah.
And not only because of the way she moved over, I punched her in the breast and then in the nose. Boom, 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 right up over.
Wow.
I mean, it was assault. And it was terrible, and it was cut, and it was like, no, it's fine. No, it's fine.
Oh no.
No, I didn't mean, I know you didn't mean, you just did, you hit me kind of hard. I know. I know I hit you kind of hard. Yeah. It was that thing.
Oh no.
Also in a tiny, tiny limo. Yeah. And I remember it was my mom who had never seen a Playboy. My mother, who was, and my father, who were very, very, very conservative. It's the first movie their son's in. Right?
So they're inviting their friends.
No,
calling around town.
They did.
The babysitter's going.
And I was telling my mom that I was in the back of a limo with 3 or 4 topless women, right? And my mother's reaction, which I believe was not done in any way like a joke, right?
Right.
But was done completely sincerely and so funny. My mother said, "So there were 6 of you in the back of this limousine, and 4 of the women were topless?" And I said, "Didn't have the shirts on?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "And there's lights and everything?" I said, "Yes." She goes, "Oh, I certainly hope they were wearing deodorant." My mom's view of
Practical considerations.
Yeah.
It's all over it.
Sorry about it. So, Danny, if you want to know about my chauffeur, that's all the stories we have. I
didn't know this was going to be a big violent story behind it.
Oh, it's horrible. So I still, even telling it, I'm very troubled. I'm very, very upset.
Did you reshoot it?
Yes, I mean, but I very gently gently take her. But I really liked her because we're talking, in between setups and stuff, we're just talking legal stuff and First Amendment, and she's a strong attorney, and she also, I just liked everything about her. I mean, she was just so. I'm sorry, I punched her in the face.
I mean, of all the people to punch in a work environment. A lawyer.
Thought of that.
You literally just punched the worst person you could punch in that
lawyer.
environment.
While taking her shirt off. Yeah.
You want to go out later? No.
Don't.
No, thank you.
I know how good you are at taking shirts off.
I'll see you in court with a K.
Court.
Court.
Q.
See you in court.
Do you remember the tagline?
No, I don't.
Some women will, some won't, some men do, some don't. This driver might go everywhere, do anything for your sizzling backseat pleasure.
Ooh, that's
a long tagline.
That's a very long tagline.
And your scene was the only sexual scene in the whole thing.
Yeah. Did you watch the whole movie?
Yeah.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I probably did back then. I was 14, 15 years old.
You saw it when it came out?
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably liked the lawyer. She's the one wearing the red shirt.
Okay.
With the broken nose.
Yeah. It was white when we started.
We talked a lot about Trouble Wit while you were gone, Michael Godot.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I saw a couple of videos. We saw the religious Trouble Wit. Saw the Spanish Trouble Wit.
Kevin Davis sent us an evangelical Trouble Wit that we watched before we came on. Piff and I have talked about, we should really do this. We just don't have time. Piff, as we all know, was a clown for Christ. How's that spelled, Matt Donnelly? How would you spell?
With a Q. Clown for Christ.
Clown.
He was also an evangelical magician.
Yes.
And you know how I love the overextended metaphor.
Yes.
So Piff and I were thinking of doing this YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That would just be us performing and rating scripts and magic tricks for evangelicals. Nothing else. And we would do it without any sort of wink at
No
all.
wink.
And not under the name Penn, not under the name Piff,
Yeah.
but also not in characters.
Yeah.
Just we probably have different names, but just do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I just love it. This Trouble Wit routine, which is done in verse about Christian service with a folded piece of paper that turns into a bathtub. Could not be better. Now, talk to me, Matt Donnelly. Have you done any work on the Trouble Wit?
Well, here's the problem. You were fascinated with shipography for a while, and you really encouraged me to go stronger to shipography. So I'd done more research on that territory than I have on Trouble Wit. Now, should I abandon?
And how have you done?
You might be able to combine those.
How have you done on shipography?
I went so far as to buy the material. I now own a shipography piece of material.
The felt donut?
Yeah. It came with a DVD. I don't have a DVD player, so I need to convert the DVD to something that I can watch it on.
But you bought the shipography.
I have the shipography felt piece.
Did it come with a script?
The DVD has the script on it, apparently.
But they didn't
That's
give you...
why I was leaning on you a little bit for a script last week.
Yeah. Well, I tried to get a script from my favorite person who does it, and he.
I have a friend who does it in his show.
Yeah. Well, my friend Doc Swan.
Yeah.
Has the best version I know.
Right.
So I wrote to him and said, "What about your shipography script?" And he said, "Someone put my script up on Facebook, and I told him I'd break his fucking face if he didn't get it down in 10 minutes." That was the end of me asking if you could see his script for shipography.
So let me just say, so Plan A didn't work.
Right.
But do you need me to abandon my shipography quest?
No, because I'm looking over at you now.
Yeah.
Over at your smiling face.
Yeah.
And thinking about you doing shipography, and the
this
joy.
is your initial inspiration. Yeah.
The joy is flowing over me.
Yeah.
But combining the two.
Like, yeah. You might be able to use the Trouble Wit as a hat. It might work.
No, but I mean, do both.
Yeah.
Use the shipography felt and the Trouble Wit to tell a story.
Here's Napoleon in.
If Napoleon had a bathtub for a midget, this is what it would look like.
Bonjour. I'm here to watch your midget.
I'm here to watch your midget. And here is a church window, and I'm the Pope. I got to tell you, I think we just stumbled onto genius.
Yeah. All right.
But so what was the shipography? Who does shipography that you know?
Raphael, a Belgian magician. You've met Raphael, I believe.
Yeah. And what's his routine?
We should say quickly, by the way, that midget is the word used in all of the routines, and we should say little person. And
I'm always bothered when anybody uses the word midget or dwarf. I'm bothered by it. Very, very much. Who's that great comic? John Mulaney. John Mulaney. Do you know his bit on that?
I do.
Oh, so funny. So funny where he says he used the word midget and someone said that's as bad as the N-word. And he said, no, it can't be because we're saying midget and then we're saying N-word. But we're using that to comment on the period of the Trouble Wit.
Yes.
Being said. But certainly
in my routine, I will not use the word. There we go.
There we go.
So I'll let you know.
That was
There'd be some serious writing to make Trouble Wit or shipography delightful.
Well, see, the thing is, it depends on who your audience is.
I was going to say.
I believe if your audience is Penn Jillette, doing Trouble Wit and shipography may be the easiest sell ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I believe you're right up there with Dylan automatically. But I think if you want a general audience, it's a harder sell.
Yeah.
But I think that the idea of taking the Trouble Wit routine and the shipography routine and just doing them in parallel is really good. Just going through the whole routine the way it's written with the hat and the whole routine the way it's written with the Trouble Wit and saying, oh, by the way, the Pope, I guess, should have not been with a bird bath, but rather... Here we have the Pope looking at the bird bath. Here's a country hick who's at a payphone. And then we got the dumbbell being lifted by a Victorian woman. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great idea. When you get wicked famous for the Shopography Trouble Wit routine.
I see a lot of magic inventions in your future. A lot of gigs.
That's all I want to do at Magic
Lot of
Conventions
magic
is
inventions.
trouble wit and Shopography.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. What you want to do is try to be the act that creates pure suck. You know, it was when I saw Johnny Thompson for the first time,
Yeah.
I went, oh, this is why so many acts suck. They see Johnny do the egg bag, and they think the egg bag, good, I can do that. They see Johnny do the doves and go, oh, doves, I can do that. And they're wrong.
Yeah.
He's just so
Yes.
good.
Yes.
So if you had a killer Shopography and trouble wit routine, all of a sudden,
You should buy a couple thousand just before you get really good and then sell them on your website. Part of your lecture notes.
remember, this is Godot suggesting that. What do you have that you have thousands of?
I have a garage full of barbecue covers.
Yeah.
If anybody wants some.
Do they even sell trouble wits?
Of course they sell trouble wit. I mean, I'm not asking for a huge investment, Matt Donnelly.
No.
Also, you know,
I believe my Shopography DVD was $25.
That's pretty high.
and then I included the felt hat, right?
It came with a felt, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll have all the work on it.
Trouble wit shopping. All right, I'll keep looking.
Okay. Now, Matt,
Am I spelling it wrong?
Trouble wit? Almost certainly.
I have down here Matt golf announcer.
Oh yeah. I was hired by WGT Series as a live. They do live events.
What's WGT?
World Golf. Oh no, World Golf. WGT, WGS. What did I do? World Golf something.
Go on.
Anyways, they have online live events. This company, Super League Gaming, they do all kinds of broadcasting of live video game events. So it's people playing golf events. And the guy who runs Super League Gaming is my former college roommate.
Uh-huh.
And they had announcers that were kind of funny or made some jokes. And then the golf people were like, great, we like that. More humor. And he thought, well, let's test those boundaries. Let's bring in Matt, who knows nothing about golf or video golf, and have him announce
This is video golf.
Yeah.
I see.
So I was a golf announcer for a video golf tournament for an entire tournament of 10 players. And I was getting corrected for all kinds of stuff at the chat and all that kind of fun stuff. But, you know, they brought me in and they said I could be as funny as I want, except don't make fun of that people are playing video game golf. That's it. You just can't make fun of that element.
So the one funny thing.
Were you quiet when people were taking their shots? Because that seems like the joke, right?
No, it was honestly the biggest thing is that the guy who was backing me up said, you know, I'll even make some funny graphics for you and stuff like that. So we had things where like if they got par, it was like this big electric shock, like bursting through a wall with this gigantic par like thing
funny.
behind it or whatever. But if someone got a hole in one, it was just a pure white screen with a tiny black writing that said hole in one.
And what was the how long were you talking?
4 hours. 4 hours for about 4 hours to get through a tournament.
And you talked the whole time.
Yeah.
Just you or you?
No, I had an announcer who did know stuff about golf. That was key.
So you were there just making jokes.
Yes, just going through it or whatever.
And did they like you?
I got a lot of actually positive feedback on Twitter and stuff like that for people who really did enjoy it. And then the players themselves said they enjoyed me being on the air, so that was good.
Now, are they're in remote locations playing?
Yeah. They're all in their locations, and there's a studio in Santa Monica that was kind of synthesizing it all. And
Could you see their faces and stuff?
no, I could just see their avatars. I know.
Are there avatars like wolfmen and stuff?
I wish they did, but you just basically choose some different golf apparel and
I see.
stuff. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I was being
I
corrected
have
for.
lime green pants and a pink shirt.
I was saying like under 15 instead of 15 under, like really amateur things about that. and yeah, it was really hard not to touch that third rail of not making fun of where they were.
I see.
Or whatever.
Well, there you go. Golf
I was
announcer.
a golf announcer.
The Stevens Magic Emporium has the trouble wit.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
$32.50.
All right.
Pretty good deal.
You know how happy I'm going to be.
That's it. You're worth $32.50, buddy.
Thank you.
You can afford me that link.
Thank you.
It's got a chart for all the different things you can make.
Oh, that's helpful.
That's really helpful.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
And you get a shopography. Maybe, you know what?
Yeah, we don't need a DVD for it. There should just be a shopography chart as well, right?
I know, there should be. Teller gets so angry that they're using video instead of just giving you it in text, which is so much easier and searchable. You know?
Yes. Yeah,
But also, anybody that wants to write in, question Penn at gmail.com.
Yeah.
If you have a routine that combines trouble with shopography, send it on in. One of us will do it.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
I have no problem trying out any of these ideas.
Okay, look at the time.
I wonder if we could make our home a home trouble wit.
You're
Now that I
not
found
going to
it,
make a
shut
home trouble with shut up.
I think I can make money selling these guys.
That was Penn Sunday School.
No, really. Look at this.
Cha-cha-cha. No, you can't. You can't make money, Godot. You're incapable of it. You become naked.
I'll buy one off of you
All right. There you go. See?
as a backup to the one that I'm going to buy off of this company.
Well, I have to buy one to copy to make you one.
Pretty much, Godot. If you get an idea for making money, it's not going to make money.
I know. I have a wife to remind me of that. Thank you. Honey, I got an idea. Shut up.
I love you.